I was drunk more days than I was sober for almost an entire decade. I'd wake up, drink, hate myself for it, promise I'd quit, wake up hungover, and then drink again to feel better. Every single day for 8 years. I tried to quit hundreds of times, and I failed every single time until November 12th, 2023. That's the day I finally figured out why I kept failing and why you probably are too. 8 years of trying to quit. The longest I ever made it was 30 days, one time. And you know what I did on day 31? I celebrated by getting drunk because I thought I'd proven something. I thought 30 days meant I didn't have a problem. And within a week, I was right back in the cycle. Most attempts, I didn't even make it past a week. I'd tell myself, today's the day. And by the afternoon, I'd be back at the party store. And every single time, I convinced myself I was trying something different. But I wasn't. I was doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. White knuckling through cravings, relying on willpower, hoping this time my brain would just cooperate. And it never did. Here's what I didn't understand. I wasn't failing because I was weak. I was failing because I was doing 3 things wrong. And until I fixed those 3 things, nothing was going to change. So if you've tried to quit and failed, or if you're just finishing dry January and you're already thinking about drinking again, listen up. Because these 3 mistakes, they're probably why you keep failing too. Failure point number 1, relying on willpower alone. Mistake number 1 was I was relying on willpower. And willpower runs out by day 3, day 5, maybe day 7, if you're lucky. But it's gone. And when it's gone, you've got nothing. No plan, no structure, just you versus your brain. And your brain has been wired for years to want alcohol. You can't out willpower that. I tried for 8 years and it never worked. Here's the thing. Willpower, it'll get you to day 1, but it doesn't get you to day 800. You need a system. And for 8 years, I didn't have one. What changed the day I finally quit for good? Well, I was training for a new position at the mill. Came in hungover, couldn't function, did nothing all day. And I knew if I didn't get my shit together right then, I was going to fail at this job. That was the moment. But that moment wasn't enough. What I did after that moment, that's what mattered. And what did I do? I built a system. Affirmations, I am someone who doesn't drink. 10 pages of reading every single day. And I changed every route I took home from work. Because every route I used to take, I'd pass a party store. And I was just used to pulling in. Day shift, I'd hit one store. Afternoon shift, a different one. Midnight shifts, I was that guy at 7 a.m. buying shots and beer. So I changed all of them. New routes for 90 straight days. Until avoiding those stores became automatic. That's a system. That's what willpower alone can't do. Failure point number 2, behavior without identity. Mistake number 2 I was making was trying to change my behavior without changing my identity. For 8 years, I told myself, I can't drink. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds a lot like punishment. Like I'm being grounded. Like I'm losing something. And when you frame it that way, you're always waiting for it to be over. You're counting down the days until you're free again. And that's why I celebrated on day 31. Because I thought the punishment was over. But the day I finally got sober, I changed my language. The very first day, I started saying I don't drink. Not I can't. Not I'm trying not to. Just I don't drink. And that one shift, that one word changed everything. Because I don't drink isn't about restriction. It's about identity. It's who I am, not what I'm temporarily doing. For the first time in 8 years, I felt like I was in control. I wasn't in a prison anymore. I wasn't waiting for someone to unlock the door. I was the door. And I decided it stayed closed this time. That's the difference between behavior and identity. Behavior is, I'm not drinking right now. Identity is, I'm someone who doesn't drink. And identity, that sticks. Failure point number 3, no long-term plan. Mistake number 3, I treated sobriety like a challenge, not a lifestyle. I'd set a goal, 30 days, maybe 90 if I was feeling ambitious, even though I never came close to the 90. Like I said, I barely made 30 days once. And if I hit it, I'd think I was done. Mission accomplished. Right back to normal. But here's the problem. Sobriety isn't about surviving 30 days. It's about building a life where you don't need to drink anymore. And that takes more than willpower, more than white knuckling through a month. It takes systems that outlast motivation. Let me be real with you. If you just finished dry January and you're thinking, okay, I did it. I proved I can do 30 days. Now I can go back. You're about to fail. Not because you're weak, but because you didn't build anything that lasts. You survived 30 days, but you didn't change. And the second the pressure's off, you'll go right back to who you were on December 31st. I know this because I did it for almost a decade. Here's what actually works. You don't just quit drinking. You build a new identity. You don't just avoid alcohol. You build systems that make sobriety easier than drinking. You don't just survive 30 days. You commit to becoming someone different. I know forever sounds heavy, but once you shift your identity, forever doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like freedom because you're not just resisting anymore. You're not fighting yourself. You're just living as someone who doesn't drink. Here's the difference between failing for 8 years and making it past 800 days. It's 3 things. 1, build a system. Affirmations, reading, route change every single day. 2, shift your identity from I can't drink to I don't drink from day 1. Step 3, commit to the process. Not to 30 days, not to 90 days, to becoming someone who doesn't drink forever. That's it. Not willpower, systems, identity, and commitment. If you're coming out of dry January right now, here's what I need you to hear. Don't celebrate by going back. You need a system? I'm giving you the exact 10 affirmations I used. The ones that got me through the first brutal weeks. Download them. Links in the description. But here's the thing. Having the affirmations isn't enough. You need to know how to use them, when to use them, how to build your system around them. So in 2 weeks, I'm going to show you exactly how to build these systems for your life, how to choose the right affirmations for you, how to map out your triggers, and how to set up tracking step by step. Not theory, not inspiration, just a workshop of things that have worked for me. But right now, download those 10 affirmations and commit to 1 more day because you're not trying to quit drinking. You're becoming someone who doesn't drink. That is the difference. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.